Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's weekly outlook. This one's going to be much shorter, simply because we already have the buyers, and this is simply just an update on the previous weekly outlooks. Alright, guys, so first things first, Monday no news. Tuesday, Wednesday we have some red folders. Thursday no news, and Friday we have some red folders, right? We can see that Friday is the only day with US dollar red folders, so I potentially wouldn't expect too much for the early stages of the week at least. But we will be online and we will be analyzing price. So due to the economic calendar, doesn't really look too exciting, right? However, price can still move even if the economic calendar is not too exciting, okay? So the US government data may be impacted by the shutdown. Sensitive events are subject to delay, revision or cancellation. Alright, I just wanted to highlight Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. This is going to be the highest probability trading days for this week. And then let's quickly take a look at the dollar. Alright guys, so we can see the bias so far. The quarterly outlook is playing out quite beautifully. We can see within this last leg, this range was created, right? The market coming right back into discounts and into this set of down close candles, right? On the weekly, we can see it so clear. These down close candles should support price higher, right? The market came back into this, leaving low resistant liquidity runs up top. So there's a low hanging fruit that is open. My bias is bullish for Dixie and it will continue to be bullish until the market has reached this. I will see all and any down close candles simply as retracements for more discount buying opportunities. Alright, so I'm definitely leaning towards bullish price action on Dixie for this upcoming week. The only thing that may stand in our way is the fact that the market is rejecting previous month high so far. And this is a little bit concerning. However, there's still 12 days left of this monthly candle, and I do believe this candle should push higher towards this. I don't see more downside for Dixie, and I've been pretty clear about my bias around that. Alright guys, so let's take a quick look at EU on the weekly. So now that we have a bias for Dixie, that opens up the door for some other foreign currencies and opportunities. We have relative equal lows. On the daily time frame, guys, we have this relative equal lows, and I see it as engineered liquidity. The market coming back up into premium of this range, right into the OB, and we'd like to see the market trade lower from here. Similar thing with GBP USD. I'm simply looking for more downside, gents. On the weekly, we can see the market trading into this up close candle and even potentially this one. I do kind of expect open high low close for this week. There is obviously potential for GU to reach this rejection block before we would potentially see a sell-off. So there will be SMT forming between EU GU most likely, EU GU Dixie. And then let's take a quick look at AUD USD, beautiful expansion, reaccumulation, and we are simply awaiting a next expansion above previous week high. This is why we look for sell opportunities within this candle. Alright, similar with NZD USD, guys. We have nice open draws here on the bottom. I can actually delete all of this. Nice open draw here at the bottom. We can see up close candle supporting price lower on the sell side of the curve, right? And we would just look to see the market continue in that fashion. So we've had a nice turtle soup up top, nice up close candle formed, and we've had a nice inefficiency here. Very similar, guys. Just looking for previous week high, looking for the market to open high, low, close, and looking for lower prices. Okay, so that is pretty much that for the forex pairs, guys. USD CHF, this is weak, and it has traded and sold off into this leg. We'd have to wait for real strong bullish confirmation before I will look for continuations long on this pair or this instrument. As of now, I do not think it's bearish. However, I do understand a bearish manipulation could likely take place. Open, low, high, close for the weekly candle, and this just doesn't look like the strongest instrument at the moment. Therefore, I'm cautious with longs on here. This looks much better if you want to long it. Just have to be careful. There's a weekly inefficiency right below us. So let's just see how the weekly candle open low. If we reject previous week low, we could easily trade the market long towards this daily inefficiency, right? If the market looks like it's gonna manipulate a bit more, then we could potentially look for this inefficiency is down here. However, I would like to see USD JPY be the leading pair this week. Low resistance up top, very similar to Dixie propulsion block. So really just want to see this market as the leading pair for the USD XXX pairs. All right. So the focus will be EU, GU, AU, NU, USD JPY. That is for Forex. For gold and these pairs, they are trading at all-time highs. Nothing really to say about it. I'm looking for retracements, but I need double confirmations. I don't just want to jump in against that strong trend. Alright, so that is pretty much that, guys. US oil and UK oil potentially trading lower towards this. This is something I will monitor during the daily candles for this week. I'm expecting open high, low close towards these lows down here. And that's pretty much that for UK and US oil. Let's take a quick look at NQ. It's just also hovering around all-time highs. If we get any significant closures on the daily time frame, any nice moves on the daily, any ranges being created like a nice bearish dealing range, I will happily short this market towards this level and this inefficiency. That is something that's been on my radar, but I just need a added confirmation. I like the fact that the previous week closed with a nice CSD and all of that goodies. Looks like a swing point is busy forming a short term high, intermediate term high, short term high, right? Low risk sell potentially, and we could potentially expect open high, low close for this week. That is what I would personally look for. If the market just continues to trade higher, then I won't participate in that market. So that's it for NQ, yes, and RTY, I believe this took the eyes, yes. I don't think there's SMT, no. Okay, so there's no SMT anymore. Nonetheless, I like the fact that this was a nice purge on liquidity, right? And then another sell-off that came in. So definitely still leaning towards bearish price action towards this specific low for the US 2000, guys. Potentially even trading down into this OB. So structurally, nothing has changed from last week's buyers. And again, nothing has changed according to, no structure has changed according to the quarterly outlook. All right, so definitely just remain with the same biases. And then if you guys want a nice stock to trade this week, the Boeing company is definitely something that I'm interested in. I'm interested into shorts, yeah. Alright, so this is my low-hanging fruit objective for the Boeing company. I'm definitely leaning towards bearish price action. I already had a few positions open in there, Sheldon too, so we've been doing quite well throughout last week. Really just want to see the continuation right into this low for this upcoming week. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your week, and yeah, be patient on Monday. There's nothing, probably majority of the pairs won't do anything Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday we have red folders, Thursday no red folder, and Friday again we should be able to close the week off with a confirmation trade if there's a nice open draw somewhere. So no need to rush into the week, guys. No need to rush into the week, right? Thanks for watching, guys. See you on Discord.